honestly, it was a great band. You know, I have to give credit where credit is due. You know, David Lowy was always, and you're obviously being from Australia, you're very familiar with David Lowy's history. And he's always been kind of a closet guitar player. He's an incredibly smart businessman. And he had done a few bands in Australia and decided that he was going to assemble, you know, a great band on paper. So, you know, initially it was John Stevens and Dizzy Reed and Richard Fortas and Brian Tishy and Marco Mendoza. And they went out and they made some noise, you know what I mean? For apparent, obviously, again, I don't have to fill you in with John, who I adore. I think John's vocals are insane, John Stevens. But he had some issues back in 2014, 15 that he had to take care of. And so they asked me to join. And when I got in there, I was like, wow, you know, this is a great band. And we did a record and it just started blowing up. It just, you know, it was crazy. I think the smart thing that David does is he assembled a team of people that are masters of social media marketing.
What do you think? What do you think success is for the Dead Daisies? You know, really, is it selling records? Is it packing venues? And obviously, they started from a low base, and no one knew who they were.
Well, you know, success is in the eyes of the beholder. David still has his, you know, I gotta tell you this, like, it used to irritate me that people would indirectly slag the Daisies on the fact that it was like, you know, I'd see comments like, oh, it's just some billionaire's hobby, or just, you know, he doesn't give, you know what I mean? And I look at it like David still has the time to do all the business things that he needs to do. But he gets to go into the studio and write and contribute, which he does. I can tell you right now, the song Long Way to Go, that was David Lowy's riff. Like he came in with this riff and it was like, and it's a great song. So he's a contributor. He's not buying his way. He's not paying people to write good songs for him. He's contributing. He's involved. You know, so success to him is being able to walk on stage as we did at a place like the Polish Woodstock Festival in front of 200,000 people and play all of our music with a 50-piece orchestra and walk off stage knowing that that 2 hours we gave the audience was awesome. So he's one of these incredibly brilliant people that knows how he can compartmentalize everything. It's like, I've never seen anybody work as hard as he does. Like we would literally do a show, go back to the hotel, and as we were walking into the hotel, he would say, hey, Crab, do you want to go get a cocktail? Okay, sure. We'd go to the bar and I'd have a couple of whiskeys. He'd have his, you know, vodka or martini or whatever. And then he would go upstairs and literally go to sleep for maybe 2 hours. And then he'd be up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, calling Japan and calling Israel and calling, you know, Australia from wherever and handling his business, then go back to sleep for a couple more hours. And then we were off all day doing interviews and press and meet and greets and all this stuff, do the show, rinse and repeat every day. So he's able to compartmentalize the business part, and he still gets to live his dream of walking on stage and playing music that he had a hand in writing, and rock out. I'm like, how fucking awesome is that? That's pretty awesome, because most musicians wish that they had some sort of business savvy to be able to make money on the side from the real gig. And most business people look at musicians and go, God, I would love nothing more than to be able to go out and party with a bunch of rock stars and just live that gypsy bohemian lifestyle. He's able to do it all. So I think he's brilliant.
What's more, I think,
You know what I mean?
a lot of, I sort of came to the realization at one point that a lot of the people criticizing him would do exactly the same thing if given the opportunity. So
It's like, if you could go to work and do whatever you do, and if you wanted to be, you wanted to be on a, World Cup, soccer team or rugby team, or you wanted to be a race car driver, but if you could go to work and do your job and then do that and also be successful at that, who wouldn't want to do that? You know what I mean? And he gets to, and he gets to live what I really feel is kind of the perfect life. He's got both, and he's able to compartmentalize everything and be really good at both things. So that's, I got to take my hats off to a guy like that.